Hello gorgeous people, welcome to my channel. This is Uncensored with Rombi. Guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody who have subscribed thus far, and for those who are yet to subscribe, trust me, you are coming to the best place. But do not forget to ring the bell, because every time I drop a video, you'll be the first person to be notified. So I'm super excited to share this speech with you. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and I want to say shout out to every woman. Happy belated Mother's Day. But most importantly is the speech that we are about to listen to. So this speech was done by Sthokozile Chamisa, the President for Citizen Coalition for Change's wife, which is such an incredible speech yesterday that I want to share with you. Because guys, it will give you a glimpse of what you're going to be having in the next Zimbabwe. So the great Zimbabwe is around the corner. Once again, I'm encouraging you to register to vote and never to shy away from casting your vote. And because your voice matters.
Oh, sure. All right, thank you very much for a very warm welcome. Let me say I'm honored really to be part of this event that you've invited me. I would just want to start by saying once again, greetings, Makadi Mese. I've been following proceedings and really enjoying the work that you do there in North America. We never really get to know the extent of what's really happening. So I was quite delighted to be part and parcel of today's initiative. I hope I'm also finding you well on this special Sunday that also happens to be Mother's Day 2023. And in the next few moments, I hope I'll be able to share with you a few of my own reflections and thoughts about this day. So I've prepared a short speech, which I hopefully will be able to share with you in the next few minutes, hopefully not taking too much of your time. Right. What would be the world without mothers? If we were all to think about it, what would the world be like if we did not have mothers in our midst? Creation itself was imperfect and incomplete without a woman. And God had to go back to his workshop to create a woman. And only after that was the creation story complete. I think for all of us, we've heard the story of creation and how the woman came to perfect the creation story. I want us to take a moment and reflect on the life of chickens. We all know chickens, we've lived on farms, we've lived with chickens, but particularly to reflect on the hen. As soon as she lays her eggs, she commits herself to making sure they hatch. Thereafter, she turns herself into a fire dragon, keeping her chicks warm, fighting any form of danger, be it slithering snakes, prowling eagles, or any other form of harm that may come to them. Have you ever cared to wonder on the role or whereabouts of the cockerel in all this? I think we all have experienced the father is just a wall in the chicken story. But this is different in humanity, because now increasingly we are seeing exceptions where we also have very present fathers. But my takeaway from the chicken story is that motherhood is key to parenting. It is explained better in our culture when we say mushamukadzi. And we are depicting the centrality of the woman to the firm establishment of any household. We also say umfazi yimbokodo because of the tremendous strength and resilience that women everywhere exhibit going through the daily struggles of their lives. So I am honored greatly today to be spending this Mother's Day with you, albeit remotely, but I believe in spirit we are one. I am therefore wishing you all a happy Mother's Day. We are, after all mothers, aunts, G-mamas, foster mothers, godmothers, and mentors to many who look up to us for love, for nurturing, for support, and affirmation. African culture is quite funny in this respect. It can make you a mother the day you are born. You can even be a mother to children who are way older than you. As a child, I will recall having my fathers, sisters, children, what in European culture you would refer to as cousins, calling me Amai, mother, and quite distasting that and loathing that a lot. But the older version of me has come to realize that perhaps there's wisdom in our culture in ensuring that there's no one left without a mother. In fact, even when your biological mother departs this earth, another one is usually appointed culturally in what we know as Usarapalana. And this ensures that no one is deprived of a mother's love. We cherish this Mother's Day, our day, the day the world acknowledges that we women matter after all. I think out of 365 days, it's prudent to find just one day to celebrate us as women. Being a mother is paradoxically the world's worst job. But I might also say that it's also the world's best job. The worst job because the work is tedious. The job description itself is so fluid, it includes every other job on the planet. You can be called upon to be a cook, a teacher, a cleaner, doctor, a musician, a comedian, a carpenter. The list is endless. It has no prescribed hours, no leave, and here there's no pay. Yet on most days you actually work overtime, and most mothers will attest that probably you're the last person to turn yourself in to see. However, all this pales in comparison to the satisfaction that stems from the job. The ability to love and to be loved unconditionally, to serve, to nurture, and to protect. I don't think there's any other job that gives you that. There is simply no other feeling that beats that. Imagine a world without a hug, the kiss, the smile of a mother. This love is selfless, sacrificial, unwavering, unconditional, and relentless. Nothing can compare to it. I think for those of us who grew up in the early 90s, somewhere there, you remember that Geisha had an advert where they were talking about the love of an African mother that lasts so long, it won't fade away, and it is as big as an African smile. And we all loved that advert because it depicted the essence of motherhood in the African context. However, our context in Zimbabwe is challenging the very essence of motherhood, the very core of motherhood. Pregnancy itself, an event which is supposed to bring about much jubilation to expectant parents, has been turned into something quite daunting. The rate of maternal mortality itself is very high. The UNFPA estimates that we experience 363 deaths of expectant mothers per every 100,000 live births. Something really which is of concerning. Raising a family in our context is no mean feat either. Daily women have to struggle to put food on the table with this economic crisis. Unemployment is rampant. Driving through the streets of Harare, and indeed the streets of other smaller towns across the country, you're met with scenes of women, informal traders, selling wares in street pavements, breastfeeding babies or having a toddler lurking around them. The merchandise on sale is of hardly any significant value if you look at what will be being sold by these women. I remember in one particular case trying to calculate what was being sold and whether that would be able to cover expenses such as bus fare, lunch, and the expected profit. It was clear that this mother would barely make enough to break even. Where these mothers work, there's no sanitation. The jobs themselves have no social security, no medical aid, no educational support, and no pension. And at home where these women come from, it is not surprising to find that this woman also comes from a household where the husband is also unemployed. The teenage son is addicted to buka or mutoriro, the newest plague we have in the country. And the daughter probably dropped out of school due to teenage pregnancy. That's in the towns. If we are to move to the villages, we experience the same despair. In the villages, women toil long hours in the field to produce enough food for themselves and their families. The work there is back-breaking. Technology has not come through to save the day. Hence, people refer to this new Pfumvudza model as diga ufe, meaning work yourself to death because of the nature of the hardness of the work. Climate change has also come upon us, and this has resulted in smaller yields being experienced by our peasant farmers. And there are also unending tales of farmers being shortchanged by government through payment of produce in the worthless RTGS currency, if the produce is paid for at all. Access to clean water and clean energy sources is also non-existent in this community. Women still have to walk long distances to access these for household use. Under these circumstances, it is not surprising that our life expectancy in Zimbabwe for women is sitting at a dismal position of 175 in the world. That's not a good standing, given that I think the total number of countries in the world is around 190 something. The crisis is so much that other mothers have had to flee the country and go to the diaspora, sometimes having to be separated from their families for long periods. Our families have disintegrated. In most cases, children now only know their grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins via WhatsApp or FaceTime or Facebook. Most of you mothers in the diaspora will know better than me the challenges of raising a family and children without a social support system. The exorbitant cost of daycare, the cost of babysitters, all this whilst being away from the love and support that you could ordinarily get from your extended family and the help that would come with that. These same women who are yourselves in this platform have to work extra shifts to make an ends meet. We recognize the sacrifice that you make as mothers in the diaspora. The work that you have to put in to make sure that you feed your immediate families, whilst also sending money back home to take care of the families you left behind here. Some of you left parents, some of you left siblings and other members of the extended family where you have to pay fees and other things. But on top of that, you're also supporting the various party initiatives that have kept our party, the Citizens Coalition for Change, going during the onslaught directed at us by the state since 2020. I think we are all aware of the 31 March judgment just before the onset of the COVID lockdown. In 2022, diaspora remittances were estimated at 2 billion. In essence, what we're saying is that the Zimbabwean economy is being sustained by the diaspora. But sadly, these same diaspora communities denied the vote. We, however, are grateful for all your efforts in supporting the families back home as well as supporting the struggle for change. But today is Mother's Day. It's not for us to lament, sob, or wail the tribulations of Zimbabwean mothers. Instead, we choose to stand tall and proud over all the battles we have fought and won. Zimbabwe is replete with she-heroes of inspiring women who have overcome adversity and impossible situations. I think if you ask anyone how they survived 2008, we can all just but marvel at that. We, however, have the opportunity this 2023 to turn the tables and make our lives better. This August, let's rally all women to vote wisely in the election. Food, water, healthcare, education, jobs, families are what is on the ballot this year. Those of you in the diaspora who can, please come home and cast your vote. But we also acknowledge that there are challenges that can make you be unable to come. If you cannot come, please encourage your family back home to register to vote The window is still open for that, and also to vote for change when the opportunity comes. We are also seeking support for the women candidates in the next election, as we recognize that female leadership has the people at heart. It is less corrupt, and above all, it is more engaging. I know others will argue with that, but I'll stand by it. Let me close by saying, motherhood is more fulfilling when it does not have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be this way. And we need to have a country that works for mothers so that we raise happy families. They say happy mothers, happy family. Motherhood and womanhood must and should be enjoyed. What we are going through is not normal. It is possible in our lifetime to change this if we vote wisely and vote for a new great Zimbabwe. I would like to wish you all a very wonderful, fun-filled, and blessed Mother's Day. Remember that you are an indomitable force. You are powerful beyond measure. You are highly favored of the Lord. And nothing, absolutely nothing can stand in your way. Just want to say, may God bless you all. And I thank you very much.
So yeah, you've listened to the speech. What a powerful speech. And I just want you guys to comment. Just pass the comments in the comment section below. And trust me, if you do not cast your vote, you don't deserve any protection, because your vote is the protection that you have for your future. Guys, let's not disappoint our children, because we have the power to determine the kind of future that we want. Forget about all the other things that we faced last time. This time, we are well armed to make sure that our votes are secured and to make sure that every vote counts and it matters. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next upload. Plus, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. I love you so much, and God bless you all. Bye for now.